What's up, guys? It's Matterz, and for Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies, we actually have a really interesting video to cover here. This is about potentially all of the DLC maps for Black Ops 3 Zombies. That includes DLC 1, 2, 3, and 4 being leaked. Now, this is really weird. There's a ton of different code stuff here that we're going to cover, a ton of different map names that were revealed within the code a couple of months ago, especially within, the PC beta leak of Black Ops 3. There's a lot of weird stuff. Now, something that a lot of people sort of missed, and certain people were downloading this like torrent website where you had to download this torrent website like process or whatever onto your computer and then use that to like get into the website version of this code and of this actual like script of the Black Ops 3 beta. And then what you would find within different portions of the script was some really weird stuff. So I'm gonna leave the link to the official Reddit post in the description. There's a lot of other Reddit posts on this, but I found one person that actually like knows for a fact that this is a thing, and list a couple of other maps that we haven't really talked about before. Obviously, you guys know sort of the basics, and now these relate to stuff we've seen before and stuff we haven't even like ever freaking heard of. So like I said, we'll get into this. We'll have to see what happens here. What's not on the list is Kino and Transit. Now, Kino and Transit, I'll try to find a link to that. I made a couple of videos on that 3 months ago. Those were like official leaked maps within the beta, like official websites, tech websites on, like the website, whatever. They basically said Kino would be remade, Transit would be remade. Those were like official things. So it's weird how that works, how it's not on this little coding list. But let's just get into the coding list here. A ton of freaking maps we have to cover. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna read you guys the code names for these maps. Some of them are familiar, like I said, some of them are not. So let's get started. We have ZM_BGB, obviously a code or acronym for something. Now here's a really similar one that we know. ZM_Castle, ZM_Castle, Dureisendrachen or Dureisendrache, ZM_Singapore, ZM_Gum_Room, that's weird, ZM_Duries, ZM_Factory, now ZM_Nuked, ZM_Nuketown. I talked about that in a couple days ago, a video about the Nuketown remake, that leaked map, whatever. That's pretty interesting. ZM_Peter_Test, which this guy says he looked at the code. He knows for a fact that it is just a dev map, and they just use that map to test stuff out and all that cool stuff. So I guess that's not really going to be a map. It's just a map for the developers. So that's pretty interesting there. ZM_Locust_Test, maybe another test map. ZM_Tomb, possibly the Egypt map. And then we have ZM_Cairo, which basically goes hand in hand with that. Cairo, Egypt. ZM_Buried, obviously, from Buried. ZM_Prison, Mob of the Dead, possibly. ZM_High Rise, and that's it. High Rise, maybe Die Rise, possibly. We're not so sure. We don't really know the exact coding for these, Black Ops 2 maps per se, but it's pretty interesting because, again, I've said this time and time again, I'm not going to say that these are official maps coming to the game. This is leaked information, and it is leaked for a reason. It's not supposed to be out. It's not really supposed to be for the public, and it may not happen as well because, some of these maps are even dev maps. Some of them are maps we've seen before, but some of them are new maps, and that's sort of my argument here. They have new maps within this coding. Obviously, ZM_Castle is a prime example because that was actually a map that was leaked, and then later on it was revealed as Dureisendrachen. So you really can't just assume that all of these other maps that were leaked within the Black Ops 3 PC beta files are just all fake. It just doesn't make sense. If one of those actually became real, there's a good chance that a lot of these other ones could have been real as well, or actually will be real and will come out for DLC 2, 3, or 4. Now, obviously, the ones like Buried and Prison, which is Mob of the Dead, and possibly High Rise, which could be Die Rise, but we're not so sure. Those are probably just leftover coding things from the from the files of Black Ops 2 that they just use over and stuff. They could have been remakes, you never know, but it's most likely going to be like actual just coding that they just want to use just for easier access and stuff like that, just to easily make the maps. But other stuff like Singapore and other weird coding things that we just went over for these new zombie maps, you never know. It definitely could be something really interesting. Could be DLC 2, 3, or 4. There is no moon. I really want to see DLC 4 for the moon map, but you never know. We'll have to see, and that's really it. So tell me guys what you think about these new leaked maps for Black Ops 3 Zombies, and I'll see you guys later.